Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Rachel. On this channel, we talk about all things luxury, shopping, but especially handbags. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I got a comment recently on my all crystal Nike sneaker video from 𝒩𝓉𝓈. She asked if I was getting anything from the Fendace collection. So I figured I would make a quick video on whether I'm getting anything and then my thoughts on the collection as a whole. So if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and keep watching. All right, let's talk about Fendace. When I first saw the show, I was definitely excited. So I'll give you my real honest opinion here. If you guys have watched my channel, you know that I love all things glitzy, really bougie, some would call tacky, colorful. So you would think that Versace would really be my jam. But for some reason, I've never really been into Versace accessories. And because I'm not like skinny, I was never really into Versace apparel. While I think it's beautiful, it's really way more slim fitting. I will say though that Versace was one of the first designers to have plus size models on the runway, so I did start to watch it a lot more closely, but I was never really into, you know, the big gaudy Medusa head. I never desired a Versace handbag. So yeah, it was kind of off my radar, but I do realize that it does kind of fit my aesthetic in terms of like fun, bright things, crystals, things like that. As far as Fendi goes, I have always been a fan of Fendi. I love the baguette bag. I was a fan of Sex and the City, where Carrie Bradshaw, of course, popularized the baguette bag. And then when I was younger, and I've mentioned before that I worked at a luxury department store in the buying office actually, and I would have to go to the store a lot to do some in-store merchandising. When the 𝒣𝓾𝑒𝓃 first came out, I was obsessed with that bag. I wanted a 𝒣𝓾𝑒𝓃 so bad because it reminded me of the 𝒣𝓾𝓈. This was around the time when they had the 𝒣𝓾𝓃 with like the monster eyes inside, and I also really wanted like the black one with the pop of pink interior because I always looked for like good work bags, but then with the pink inside or the monster eyes inside, it was like super fun. So I would always enter the store and deliberately walk by the Fendi counter to look at the 𝒣𝓾𝓃 bags because I really wanted one. However, at the time they were very expensive and I was very young and I couldn't afford one, so the 𝒣𝓾𝓃 has kind of always gotten away from me. And then when I did feel like I had enough money to purchase one, I was stuck in this hard place of, well, maybe I would just rather have a 𝒾𝓈 bag. So should I just put that money towards a 𝒾𝓈? Anyways, long story short, I don't own one yet. I do want one. I especially love some of the new ones that have come out, but I am a fan of Fendi, not as much of Versace. When I saw the collection though, I was like, this is my chance to buy into a Versace piece because it's not something that I would normally buy, but I do love Fendi. I feel like this is the perfect way for me to own the best of both worlds and bring a little bit of Versace into my collection, especially because some of the pieces were so fun and they had crystals and they were colorful, etc. So I was planning to add one of the small nano bags to my collection, and I will show you which one when I start talking about the bags, but I was not, you know, fully aware of the prices yet, so obviously price plays a factor in that. And the week of the release of the Fendi collection, I got a call from Louis Vuitton that I was not expecting. And that call threw a wrench in all of my plans / wish list for this year because it meant that I had to allocate money for this new thing that I was not planning on allocating money for. So I kind of had to go through my wish list and decide what was going to get cut based on switching funds around, and it had to be something from the Fendi Versace collection. So unfortunately, I was not able to add anything, but I do love the pieces. I want to tell you which ones were my favorite in this video, and I do think that it's something that I might want to add to my collection in the future if I ever find a good deal on one in the resale market. You never know. But I was a big fan of the collection in general. So I signed up for early release information. I actually went into my local Versace store and asked about the price points ahead of time. They weren't sharing much information. They did text me in advance, but I kind of cut myself off from even exploring it because I didn't want to go down a rabbit hole and then accidentally buy something because I knew it wasn't the responsible thing to do. So I never ended up really seeking out more information on the pricing. Had I done done that, I probably would have pre-ordered something, let's be honest. What I did do was I signed up for the notifications on the Versace website. And if you had signed up for the notifications, you got an early access link to the items on the site. I believe it was around 9 a.m. my time. Via email, you got like a private sale link almost that you were able to shop the collection before everybody else. I ended up posting about it on my TikTok and people messaged me and were like, how are you seeing these links? I'm not seeing any of the products yet. And I realized it was because I had signed up for that notification email. So there were several things available that I would have had the opportunity to buy. But again, I was responsible with my money and I did not pull the trigger on things that I didn't feel were absolutely necessary. Let's take a look at some of the bags. And I will put pictures up on the screen as I'm talking through them. And I will tell you what I would have bought, but I did not. Okay, so I will start by saying that in general, the Baroque print was not my favorite. I don't know, just doesn't appeal to me. I'm way more interested in like the traditional FF logo and how that print was used and then some of the other pieces. But the Sunshine large tote with the rainbow ombre FFs with the Baroque, I thought that was a great bag. The price was $3,750, which in my opinion is a great price for such a large bag. I just feel like this is so much fun. If you live in Miami or Las Vegas, you need this bag. It looks like such a great vacation bag. Again, for the price with like the leather Fendi applique on the front, I love this bag. I think it is a great bag. Looking at the other Sunshine totes, there was the small one, which this one was $3,490 and it was just the Baroque print. I don't like this one as much. And I do think this one was made of leather though, which is why it was a little more expensive. I definitely would have gone for the large though out of the two. But there was also another large tote. This one was $3,490 and it has that traditional Fendi 𝐹𝓇𝒾𝓄 print with the huge studded / crystal. It's hard to tell exactly if it's studs or crystals, but the Medusa head. Historically, I'm not a big Medusa head girl. I don't own anything Versace with the Medusa logo, but I liked this and I thought that this was a lot for your money. $3,500 for a large tote with all of this studding on it. I thought that this sounded like a good deal. Like you were really getting a lot for your money. And then the pop of the pink handle with the brown and black. I loved this piece. I think it takes a very specific person. It could be perceived as tacky, but personally, I thought this was really cute and I was kind of shocked by the price and how good it was. I'm not a fan of the Medusa medium handbags personally for me. If you own them and you love them, you go for it. I think it might be surprising to people that I'm not a fan of these because you have the big gold accents and and the gold chain strap. I do love how they had the Fendi F detail on like the edge of the front flap. But these bags, they're not really for me. They've never been my favorite. Let's talk about the baguette bags. Starting on, I'm still talking about specifically the Versace site. This black one with the safety pins down the side, $37.50 I think is a good price. I think you're getting this black bag with a little bit of glam in this very Versace detail of the safety pins. I thought this was a great bag. And again, I thought the price seemed decent for what it was. And if you were looking for a more laid back piece, like not as bougie and in your face, I thought this was a great way to mix the two brands together. You have the FF detail with such a true Versace safety pin detail. I thought this was a great bag. The denim one, this is very specific. I don't love it, but great price at $31.90. Now, this bag right here, the completely rhinestoned baguette for $4,200. This was my favorite baguette in the entire collection. My number 2 favorite bag overall. If I could, I mean, honestly, there were probably 2 things I would have wanted to buy from the collection, and it would have probably been this and then one of the nano bags. But I thought this was actually a very good price again for all over crystals. You guys know that people are charging, aside from the Prada bag, which I think is also a good price considering it's covered in crystals, the Valentino crystal bag, the Balenciaga crystal bag, those are all upwards of $5,000. So I thought $4,200 for this was a good price. And I love that you have the color in the crystals that pops off the black, and then it's like the ombre effect. I just think the details on this bag are great. And then I don't mind the Medusa head mixed with the Fendi logo. I think this is such a good combination of the two brands. Again, this was my number 2 favorite pick overall. let's talk about the nano bags. So you have the traditional 𝒣𝓋𝑒 one. This one was the most affordable at $9.50. I'm honestly torn, like budget wise, again, because I didn't know the prices, how much I was willing to commit. I feel like less than $1,000 is good for a nano bag, because something like this, again, with the little safety pin detail on the top, you've got the little Medusa head over the FF logo, and then the traditional Fendi 𝒣𝓋𝑒 print. This is a nice, perfect little mix of the two. I would have loved to have owned something in like this in my collection that just represents the collaboration and the two brands. They're not calling it a collaboration though, right? They're calling it a swap, I think. But either way, I like this bag. I like the price. My favorite ones though were the metal chain ones, and then the ones that have crystals, of course. I'm sure you could guess. When I saw the show, my initial thought was I'm gonna get this bag in the pink colorway. From my understanding, the pink color was not released. I only saw what was on the websites. I did not see the pink color. Unless it was a pop-up exclusive, it doesn't look like it came out. But initially when I saw the show, that was the bag I said, I'm gonna get that one. The gold and the silver though, I think they're great, whatever. I think this is, again, very Versace, but a Fendi piece, so I love it. $13.90, I mean, that's a lot for a nano bag, but because of the way the metal chain just like so closely represents Versace, I don't know, I liked it. I would have paid for it had I had the extra money at the time. That is pretty much it on the Versace side. Let's go look at the Fendi side now. So this sunshine tote, I don't really like it. You know, it's black leather, $3,100. I feel like that's a good price for a leather tote bag, but I don't love this logo in general. It's not like giving me anything extra. I will tell you guys that like market totes with just the logo in the center, it's not my vibe, not my favorite. I don't like the 𝒟𝒻 one. So this one to me isn't giving me anything. It's not exciting me. The baguette like scarf bag with the Baroque, I don't know, it's not my favorite. Again, I think it's a good price at $35.90, but I'm not a real fan of the Baroque print. I think it's cool the way the scarf, you know, is tied through, etc. But again, just this one wasn't my favorite. Let's talk about this mini baguette. This was my third favorite bag in the entire collection. The use of hardware with the FFs on that bag, I've never seen anything like that. I don't know if they've done it before or what. I loved this bag. However, the hardware was obviously represented in the price, so $5,600 for a mini baguette is a lot of money, but this was my number third pick. You know, if I had unlimited funds, I would definitely add this. I love that it's black. Gold hardware is my color of choice. I just think all that hardware, all that richness, I really liked this one. This baguette, which has the gold perforated leather, it's cool, but honestly, I preferred the black version with the safety pins down the side because they kind of stood out more, but you know, not bad. I don't hate this. This one with the scarf for $9,500 with all the beading and stuff. I mean, this is pretty wild, but to me, this is like true Fendi baguette, like custom, like limited edition back in the day when there were like thousands of versions of these bags. This one is very cool, but way out of my price range at $9,500. I don't know if I would spend that much on a baguette bag. I don't like any of the Fendi first here. I don't like this print with the flowers, with the fan, with the bow. It's reading a little old lady for me. No offense to anyone. Again, because I didn't really like the Baroque print. I don't like the Fendi first and the Baroque. Yeah, even this like leather applique detail one for $7,200. That's a lot. Not really a fan of the Fendi first. I like the Fendi first, don't get me wrong. I feel like that bag has like minimalist Bottega vibes, and I don't like it with all of this shit piled on it. So no, again, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but just not a fan. Same with the sunshines. I don't like the Baroque sunshines. I really don't like this medium one. I guess if I had to pick one from this Fendi side, this medium white one would be my favorite, but just not a fan of the Baroque print. All right, here's the one thing I will say. These nano fendigraphy, I don't know how to say it. These are adorable. For $12.90, even though I'm not a fan of the Baroque print, these are so cute. Like, ugh, I just love the nano size. It's like a little bracelet bag. These are pretty adorable. I would probably go for the white version over the black, even though I can't keep anything clean, so I really shouldn't buy white anything. But I did think the nano fendigraphy was really cute and a cool representation of the collection, because you have the Baroque print, you have the Fendi logo on the bottom of the bag, which is cool. The mini bags with the safety pins, they're cool, but I really actually like the bigger one, the black leather one with the safety pins down the side, more than the ones with the safety pins down the middle. And I already told you that that FF print one is my favorite of the minis. Not a fan of these sunshine shoppers, again, just because the Baroque print did not appeal to me. Let's look at the nanos now. The nano in this Baroque print, $9.20, good price, but I would prefer the Zucca print one on the Versace side to this one. These nano baguettes with the studding on the bottom and the safety pin on top in like the black or the pink, these are cute for $1,100. Again, to like own something like this in the collection, I would have considered these, you know, as more in my price range, and I don't own a nano baguette right now, which is why I was really considering getting one specifically from this collection. So I do like this one too. It would definitely be on my radar. All right, number one pick, best bag in the entire collection, in my opinion, is this nano baguette right here. So it has what looks like that metal mesh fabric, but I believe that these are all crystals if you zoom in close enough. I need to go find some unboxings of this bag because it's incredible. But the like baguette looking rhinestones on the FF closure on that nano bag, ugh, I just love it. It's beautiful. I love the way those stones are cut, mixed with the other crystals. They just pop. And of course you have the safety pin on top. This one came with the gold chain, and that is why it's so expensive. $31.90 for the all crystal little nano with the gold chain. And that is the other thing about this collection, is that I felt like if I got a nano, I also needed the gold chain. Like, to me, that made the look. Seeing the pictures of the models with this bag and on the runway, I thought the gold chunky chain with the tiny little bag really like made it. But again, it's super unaffordable for such a small bag, which is why it just took it way out of my price range. But if I could have bought anything from this bag with unlimited funds, it would have been this one. I think this is going to be the most collectible rare piece from the entire collection, in my opinion. I can't remember. I think it sold out like right away. It was very difficult to get. The chain separately cost $850. So even if I got like the Zucca print one or one of the plain leather ones, I was looking at $2,000 here for one of the nanos with the thick gold chain, which is a lot of money. And again, just out of my price range, but love that bag. Let's talk about the peekaboos, because I did mention that that is one of my favorite Fendi bags. Baguette, peekaboo are probably my top two for sure. Because the Baroque print wasn't my favorite, I was not really attracted to the peekaboos. I did like the gold perforated leather one. I'll have to look that. I don't have that price in front of me. I'll have to look that one up. But that bright of gold for such like a, I don't know, modern, classy looking bag, I just thought it was too much. I'll tell you what though, if that bag did come in black leather with the FF hardware all over it, like that black baguette bag, that's probably something that I would have wanted. Like, I really liked that gold hardware feature, and something to like really spice up that peekaboo and again, differentiate it from a Kelly, which is also on my wish list. Something like that would have really attracted me to it. I thought these versions were a little boring, if I'm being honest. But again, to each their own. I'm happy for everybody that got something from this collection. I need to go check out all of the unboxings because I would love to see these things outside of just the pictures online. I can't wait to see what some other people unbox from this collection. I do want to see some of this stuff in person. Like I said, I want to have something from this collection. If it makes sense for me in the future and I can find something for a good price, you never know, I might pick something up, but it is not currently on my wish list because there are other things that are taking priority right now. So that's it. Those are my thoughts. I did not get anything from the Fendace collection. I did really like it. I just have too many things on my wish list right now, and I'm happy for everybody that was able to pick something up. My top three bags were the Crystal Nano, followed by the Crystal Baguette, of course, that's so predictable, and then the third was the Fendi FF Gold Hardware Mini Baguette. Those are my top three. Tell me down below in the comments what your guys' favorites were. Did you guys pick anything up from the collection? What do you think the rarest or most collectible piece from that collection was? Thank you so much for checking out this quick video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.